Let's begin with a prayer. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswar, beloved Master, Paramhansa Yogananda, saints of all religions, friend and guide Swami Kriyananda, humbly we bow to all. Bless our gathering, that our hearts will open, that our minds will be receptive, that our spirits be liberated from confining concerns, and we will know ourselves as we truly are, your own children, eternally loved. Om, peace. Amen. Please be seated. When we come together, as we are doing for a holy celebration, which is the anniversary day of the day that Yogananda left his body, there is a corresponding celebration on much higher planes of consciousness to enliven what we're doing and also to enjoy what we're doing. All those who have advanced spiritual understanding know that all the planes of consciousness exist at the same time in the same place. And we are not actually distant in any way from the presence of Yogananda, of every great saint who ever lived. When Swami Kriyananda was with Master, he asked him the question, after you are gone, will you be as close to us as you are now? Master's answer had meaning on multiple levels. To those who think me near, he said, I will be near. And part of that is a statement of to those who believe, in other words, who feel within themselves the truth that I am omnipresent, Master speaking, unlimited by space or time or life, physical life or physical death. To those who have faith in that reality, I will be near. But he also, when he said those who think me near, he also meant those who draw me with the sincerity of their thoughts and their prayers. So the reason we come together instead of sitting alone in our meditation room is because group meditation, group devotion, group worship also creates a powerful vortex that speaks to the infinite and also creates a magnetic force that all of us can be drawn into. So understand that we are, of course, each here because we have an individual relationship that we're trying to strengthen. But we're also here out of love for one another and out of the desire that our realization not be a solitary experience, but that we can bring all our brothers and sisters with us. And also, in the times that we presently live in, one of the ways that we serve is to come together and create a powerful beacon of light. We have no idea how much positive energy is generated merely to come within these four walls and be ourselves and generate magnetism. People all over the world, without even knowing it, will be touched and uplifted by the rays of light that we send out. This is not to make us feel in any way egoically proud. Exactly the opposite. This is our tiny contribution to the great, ever-existing struggle between shadow and light. We are not small warriors in that. We each have a profound part to play. And so for the next hour or hour and a half or two, let us simply devote ourselves to being in the presence of the Master. It's not a hard assignment. We are very fortunate to be asked to act in this way. And then together we can change ourselves, change our brothers and sisters, and make a huge contribution to light into the world.
This is an excerpt from an article titled, "Why I Love My Guru" by Swami Kriyananda. Master was infinitely kind to us, forgiving, supportive, gentle, humorous, one with us in friendship, and ever completely loving. Yet he was also careful always to turn our minds and aspirations toward our own highest potential in God. Never did I see him come down from that high purpose, and always in his calm gaze, I saw a complete absence of ego motive, including the slightest impulse either to act or react personally. People, men perhaps especially, who lack personal motivation are often misunderstood by others, bound, as almost all people are, by personal desires. Master had many self-styled enemies who fancied they saw in him someone dark, someone scheming for subtle, hidden ends, which he was not frank enough to admit openly, and which must therefore, so they imagined, have been all the more sinister. I think it was his very strength they feared. Their fears, however, were nothing but projections of a darkness in their own nature. Only consider his poem, God's Boatman. In that poem, he promised to come back, if need be, 1 trillion times, as long as there was one prey brother who sat weeping by the wayside. Think of it. There were no personal necessity for him to return to this eternal plane. He came here out of a purely selfless desire to bring others out of delusion and lead them back to God's kingdom. How many times I have often wondered, has he returned to earth already in perfect freedom? I have good reason to believe he has been coming back for many thousands of years, and always with the same purpose and with the same universal love. He himself often told us, "I killed Yogananda long ago. Only God lives in this temple now." And I heard him declare also, "I was freed many lifetimes ago." Think of it. The vast majority of souls who achieve oneness with God are satisfied never to emerge from that blissful state again. Divine bliss is too perfectly satisfying to them, and they suffered enough before attaining it. All they want now is eternal, complete rest in the Lord. What did our Guru want from us? Nothing. Nothing, that is, but our highest good. Could any friend be more perfect, more dear, more wonderful than that?
sacred joy. I melt again from joy I came. For joy I live in sacred joy. I melt again from joy I came. For joy I live in sacred joy. I melt again.
An excerpt from The New Path by Swami Kriyananda. Thursday evening, March 6th. Master returned from a ride in the car. The monks had just finished their group practice of the energization exercises when Master's car entered the driveway. As we gathered around him, he touched each of us in blessing, and then spoke at length about some of the delusions devotees encounter on the path. In the basement, minutes later, Master saw a box of green coconuts that had just arrived from Abby George's brother in Florida. Back at the car, Divine Mother was trying to tell me these coconuts had come, but I didn't listen. I was talking too much. Master, laughing genially, opened a coconut and drank from it. But his enjoyment seemed to me somehow tinged with unreality. I looked into his eyes and saw them deep, still, completely untouched by what he was doing. In retrospect, it seems like the hardiness of one who knew he was bidding us goodbye, but didn't want us to know that he was doing so. Catching my glance, he became all at once almost grave. "I have a big day tomorrow," he said. Walking toward the elevator, he paused at the door and repeated, "I have a big day tomorrow. Wish me luck." The following day, March 7th, he came downstairs to go out. He was scheduled to attend a banquet that evening at the Biltmore Hotel in honor of the Indian ambassador. "Imagine," he said, "I've taken a room at the Biltmore. That's where I first started in this city." Then again he repeated, "Wish me luck." Years ago, Master had said, "When I leave this earth, I want to go speaking of my America and my India." And in a song about India that he had written to the tune of the popular song, My California, he paraphrased the original ending with the words, "I know when I die, in joy I will sigh for my sunny, grand old India." Once, too, in a lecture, he had stated, "A heart attack is the easiest way to die. That is how I choose to die." This evening, all these predictions were to prove true. Master was scheduled to speak after the banquet. His brief talk was so sweet, so almost tender, that I think everyone present felt embraced in the gossamer net of his love. Warmly, he spoke of India and America and of their respective contributions to world peace and true human progress. He talked of their future cooperation. Finally, he read his poem, My India. Throughout his speech, I was busy recording his words, keeping my eyes on the notebook. He came to the last lines of the poem. "Where Ganges, woods, Himalayan caves, and men dream God, I am hallowed, my body touched that sod." Sod became a long, drawn-out sigh. Suddenly, from all sides of the room, there came a loud cry. I looked up. "What is it?" I demanded of Dick Hames, seated beside me. "What happened?" "Master fainted," he said. "Oh no, Master, you wouldn't faint. You've left us. You've left us." The forgotten playwright in me cried silently. "This is too perfect a way for you to go for it to mean anything else." I hastened to where Master lay. A look of bliss was on his face.
Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru. Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy If you want to cross the ocean of delusion, if you want to cross the ocean of delusion, shaming the white lotus in purity, shaming the white lotus in purity, beyond all duality, Guru, image of Brahma, deliver us from delusion. Guru, image of Brahma, deliver us from delusion. Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Think ye in thy heart, lotus feet of thy Guru.
My Lord, I will be thine always. I may go far, farther than the stars. I may go far, farther than the stars. But I will be thine always. My Lord, I will be thine always. Devotees may come, devotees may go, devotees may come, devotees may go, but I will be thine always. My Lord, I will be thine always. When I die, look into mine eyes. When I die, look into mine eyes. They will mutely say, I will be thine always. My Lord, I will be thine always. I may go far, farther than the stars. I may go far, farther than but I will be thine always. My Lord, I will be thine always. Devotees may come, devotees may go. Devotees may come, devotees may go, but I will be thine always. My Lord, I will be thine always. When I die, look into mine eyes. When I die, look into mine eyes.
A reading from Yogananda's biography by Swami Kriyananda. Yogananda was a towering giant among saints, one of those few who came from age to age, having been sent by God with the divine mission of guiding mankind out of the fogs of delusion into the clear light of divine understanding. In the best known Indian scripture, the Bhagavad Gita, the statement appears, "O Arjuna, whenever virtue declines and vice is in the ascendant, I, the Supreme Lord, incarnate myself on earth. Appearing from age to age in visible form, I come to destroy evil and to re-establish virtue." I might add that this is not the first time that this great soul, whom we know as Paramhansa Yogananda, appeared on earth. Often and often he told us, "I killed Yogananda many lifetimes ago. No one dwells in this temple now but God." And in the incredible depth of his compassion for suffering mankind is evident in these lines from a poem he wrote named God's Boatman. "Oh, I will come back again and again, crossing a million crags of suffering. With bleeding feet, I will come, if it need be 1,000,000,000 times, as long as I know that one stray brother is left behind." That compassion is what I saw in his eyes every time I gazed into them deeply. It was no mere sentiment. It was the expression of his soul. As he reached out with yearning to help everyone who came to him with a desire to be lifted toward final liberation in God.
Keep calling him, keep calling him, keep calling him. Whether he replies or not, keep calling him. In the temple of unceasing prayer, believe that he's approaching there, and call to him, keep calling him. Thou dost know I'm praying, Lord, you know I love no other. If in the midst of life, disease and death you play the dancer, yet keep calling him. You yeah. I'll call to thee again. Keep calling him, keep calling him. Whether he replies or not, keep calling him. I'll wash thy feet of silence with the waters of my tears. The altar of my soul will be empty till thou comest. I'll wait for thee. No matter days or years, keep calling him, keep calling him. Whether he replies or not, keep calling him. In the center of my heart I have a mystic throne for thee. The candles of my joys are dimly burning now in hope, awaiting thy coming. Though it be eternity, keep calling him, keep calling him. Whether he replies or not, keep calling him. Even when there's no reply, never let your longing die, and call to him, keep calling him. Remain persistent, undepressed through dark and seeming silence. If in the midst of life, disease and death you play the dancer, yet keep calling him, you will receive his answer. Keep calling him, keep calling him, keep calling him.
Shri Yogananda, guide to inner freedom, steal into my heart of hearts, banish mind illusions. Shri Yogananda, guide to inner freedom, steal into my heart of hearts, banish mind illusions. Shri Yogananda, guide to inner freedom, steal into my heart of hearts, banish mind illusions. Shri Yogananda, guide to inner freedom, steal into my heart of hearts, banish mind illusions. Shri Yogananda, guide to inner freedom, steal into my heart of hearts, banish mind illusions. Shri Yogananda, guide to inner freedom, steal into my heart of hearts, banish mind illusions. Shri Yogananda, guide to inner freedom, steal into my heart of hearts, banish mind illusions. Steal into my heart of hearts, banish mind illusions. Steal into my heart of hearts, banish mind illusions.
This is a reading from Songs of the Soul. When I am only a dream, I come to tell you all of Him and the way to encase Him in your bosom, and the discipline that brings His grace. Those of you who have asked me to guide you to my beloved's presence, I warn you through my silently talking mind, or speak to you through a gentle, significant glance, or whisper to you through my love, or loudly dissuade you when you stray away from Him. But when I shall become only a memory, or a mental image, or silently speaking voice, when no earthly call will ever reveal my whereabouts in unplumbed space, when no shallow entreaty or stern stentorian command will bring from me an answer, I will smile in your mind when you're right, and when you're wrong, I will weep through my eyes, dimly peering at you in the dark, and weep through your eyes, perchance. And I will whisper to you through your conscience, and I will reason with you through your reason, and I will love all through your love. When you are able no longer to talk with me, read my whispers from eternity. Eternally, through it, I will talk to you. Unknown, I will walk by your side and guard you with invisible arms. And as soon as you know my beloved and hear his voice in silence, you will know me again, more tangibly than you knew me on this earth plane. And yet, when I'm only a dream to you, I will come to remind you that you too are not but a dream of my heavenly beloved. And when you know you are a dream, as I know now, we will be ever awake in him.
And in words, we have brought to our attention the presence and the power of Master. Now let us, with great love and devotion, draw that presence inward to all who received him. St. John said of Jesus, and can also be said of Master, to all who received him, to them gave he the power to become like him, one with God, blissful, ever free. We'll meditate for just a few moments, concentrating on receptivity of the heart. Om, peace. Amen. At this season of the year, our elementary school works on a play which we put forward in March. This is March. We put them forward at the end of the month. And it's been my great fun for many years that I organize the costumes for the children. I finally found the right word for it. It's my hobby. It's very hard as a yogi to have a hobby. So theater, costumes, and children, that's my hobby. So I've been able to be up in the choir loft where all the stuff is stored for about a month. And while the children are rehearsing here, Aryavan and Rose have been guiding them. And this year the play is about Harriet Tubman, who was a black woman who was a slave, who ran away from slavery and then became someone who went back to the South many times and rescued, in the end, many, 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 many other slaves, brought them out to freedom. She actually had to take them all the way to Canada because the U.S. was still too conflicted until after the war, Civil War. And as part of the performance, there's always music. And Harriet Tubman became known as Moses. That was her code name. So they're singing the song that I remember vividly from Jewish day camp, which is, "Let my people go." That's the verse. Telod Pharaoh, I can't even say it, let my people go. So we had all the kids, they had all the kids up here, and they were just, Rose was leading them, and the whole audience would sing, and she would sing like this back and forth, and I was just a puddle. First of all, just that verse, let my people go. Just God speaking, God intervening. Of course, my Jewish heritage and the chaos going on in the Middle East at the present all plays into it, and you feel that. And then the whole story of slavery, just an unbelievable abuse of free will, to hold other human beings like that, to own them, just beyond. And then the extraordinary courage, absolute self-sacrifice, that just there is a principle that is more important to me than anything, than health and wealth and respect, family, human relationship, money, safety, nothing. There is a principle, and on this principle, I will die if I must. And it's all was in the children were just shouting out the song of God's will. This is God's will, because Harriet Tubman was a mystic. And she had visions, and she felt guided by God, and she was able to take the chances she took because she could always feel the divine telling her what to do. We sometimes think that spirituality separates you from human emotion. It's actually exactly the opposite. It's that once you begin to open yourself, you feel everything. There's a story of Lahiri Mahashaya meditating in his living room in Varanasi and suddenly beginning to cry out with pain, I'm drowning, I'm drowning. And as it happened, a ship out on the coast of Japan, a ferry boat, went down and hundreds of people were drowned. And in that moment, he was no longer in his own body, he was in their bodies. He could feel their fear and their dying. People with expanded sight say on the field of battle, often as people have given up their lives or been forced to give up their lives, for somebody's grab for power, but nonetheless, there they are, that there's angels. And the angels are taking them. In the Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna made Krishna draw the chariot between the two forces, and Arjuna's looking at the opposite side, which is his own cousins, and he says, how can I kill these people? How can I take their lives? Krishna answers, he says, you, Arjuna, with human sight, you see the body fall down. He said, I, with divine sight, see the spirit rise up. And at various points in the battle of Kurukshetra, when Arjuna just was failing in his power, Krishna, who had promised not to fight, picks up a weapon. And if Arjuna, if you're too cowardly to do it, then I'll do it. So we have all of this. And Master Swami writes, and one of the things that we were reading today, Master was so gentle, Master was so kind, Master was so loving, Master was so humorous, Master was so supportive. You know, for some weird reason, we get this picture of the Guru as ruthless, you know? And somehow, I don't know, that pleases us to think, you know, he's tough, and I'm tough like this. But Swami says he was the opposite of that. We have to listen to that. He was kindness incarnate, because he knew that's. I mean, we come on the path because we're wounded. You don't come onto the spiritual path until you've suffered. Until you've suffered so much that you just can't bear to suffer anymore. And we may be heroic. You see, I'm talking all sides of it. On this principle, I will die. I will have the courage to do this. And yet at the same time, we need to be held in a loving embrace by Divine Mother, to have the courage to do it. This is the strangeness of the spiritual path. This was Krishna saying to Arjuna. Arjuna assumed that Krishna would be sympathetic. You know, this is my grandfather. How can I kill my own grandfather? Krishna says, you're such a coward. You're a coward. Your name is going to be mud if you don't do what you have to do. It's written more beautifully, but that's what he says. But that's the message. And at the same time, they see our suffering. And what brings Master and the others back again and again? And Swami writes, I think Master has been coming back for thousands of years. I've often told a story about a friend of mine who became ill. She picked up parasites out, you know, when she was traveling. And it was a long time before it was diagnosed, and it was a long time before it was cured. 6 or 7 years, where her normal dynamic energy was just taken from her. And she was just, she just couldn't. She couldn't do what her mind and will wanted her to do. Her body wouldn't let her. And so, as I've repeated the story, she kept calling him, even when there's no reply. If in the midst of life, disease, and death, you play the dancer, but keep calling him. And so there she was in the midst of life, disease, and death, and she was playing the dancer. You know, all the ways that you get your self-worth and your sense of I'm important and I'm paying back and I'm earning my place and all these things, all of it gone. But she kept calling him. And her prayer was, even if I can't serve you in any other way, I will be one person in this world who loves you. Extraordinary. Now, I've said that so many times now, I get a question, it's somewhere in the mail, in the email stuff. How was she able to do that? Somebody asked me, how was your friend able to do it? And I wrote this long answer. But the next day, actually, a much simpler answer came to me from something that Keshava was saying, which is, there comes a point when we realize that the greatest joy in life is to give. You know, at first we're here for what we can get. We're even on the spiritual path for what we can get. That's a stage, you know. And of course, it makes us happy to be on the path. But Jesus says it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And by blessed, the word blessed in that context means blissful. It's not that, well, if I keep giving, God's going to give me a bigger house in heaven. That's not what he means. It's the infallible sign of God's presence is bliss, joy. That's Ananda. That's why Swami called it that. So you can tell if God is there because there's joy. Not because there's riches, not because there's health, not because everything goes your way, but because there's bliss underneath it. It's very odd. Even underneath it all, there's that bliss. It's more blissful to give. So one develops an appetite for generosity. And you want to give because what else would I do? So here I am, my friend who was there, can't do anything. Very dynamic person normally, and she recovered and so on. I can't do anything, but I must give. So what have I got left? Oh, I can give my consciousness. You know, that's what it is to give ourselves to God. It's like He doesn't, how do we exactly do that? We give ourselves to be an instrument of what's important to Him. Many years ago when I was very first living at Ananda, which was now more than 50 years ago, and I was living at Ananda village with Swami Kriyananda was there still, and I had the blessing for those first few years especially of fairly constant association with him. And I was very intellectually oriented and sort of a snob, kind of a spiritual snob. And I was there for Swami. I was there to learn from Swami. And it was nice that there was a community. It was great because I had a place to live and I had friends, all this, really nice things going on. But there was this sort of still this slight snobbishness. Well, I'm just here to learn from Swami. That's why I'm here. And I was in the back seat of his car, and we were driving through the community on the, at that time, unpaved roads. And that place, it was nothing when Swami got it, nothing. And it wasn't very much in 71 and 72 when I was there. And I was looking out the window, and I recall I think I was looking at the dairy barn, and I was thinking, wow, Swami's blood, sweat, and tears, every single square foot of this property that has been uplifted was Swami just unrelentingly was working to make it happen because it was his assignment from God, and he knew it. And I thought, here I am, so pleased to take from Swami, and yet so sort of snobbishly not getting involved in the project. And the word that came to my mind was, I'm not being much of a friend. That was the concept that communicated. What even in the Bible, Jesus says that to his disciples toward the end of his life. You call me master, he says to his disciples, but I call you friend. Because a servant takes care of his master's business, but it's never his own. His heart is in his village. But a friend stands next to you. What do you need? How can I help you? That's what we're doing here. The Master comes back again and again, and he is our friend. This is when Swami wrote that song about Jesus on the cross, you remain our friend. I mean, that in itself is an extraordinary meditation. Jesus is being crucified. And what Swami says is, you remain our friend. That was, no matter what we do, you have embraced us not merely as a master, but as an equal. And I will stand by you. So what is the proper response from us? We have that prayer that we say at the beginning, Father, Mother, Friend, Beloved, Master. These are 5 bhavs. These are 5 classic ways that we relate to the divine. What isn't included is God as a baby. I think it was a little too far for America, except at Christmas. Then we can love the baby. But most of the time we don't know how to love the baby. In India, every deity has a baby form. It seems so odd to us until we begin to understand it. But love is so spontaneous, isn't it, for the baby? And that's what we're trying to be, just giving, because that's where the joy is. But we say friend, beloved, and we get a little confused. But it's friend, because we're looking eye to eye with the Master. We rise to the level where we're looking eye to eye. What concerns you concerns me. Master incarnated thousands, Swami says for thousands of years he's been coming back. He's been running the planet with Babaji and Jesus. They've just been making it happen. So how long are we just going to take? At what point do we understand how to be in tune? And because that's what we're trying to do, you see, the Master's consciousness is giving. And it's not a sacrifice. And there we have, I will come again and again 1,000 times, crags of suffering, as long as one stray brother is left behind. That's our model. That's the template we're trying to reach. We're not strong enough to do that. We're not big enough to do that. But we're big enough to be ourselves with that same generous spirit to give. And that's what puts us in tune. That's what I realized with Swami riding in the back of the car. I can't just take. And whether I understand what the community is, or even understand what service is, or understand why we have to work so hard, or any of that, doesn't matter. It's important to him. It's important to Swami. It's important to Master. It's important enough for Master to incarnate again and again and again. And Swami comes with him and he brings us. Because we're all in it together. Because it's more blissful to give than it is to receive. But it's the same thing. The channel is blessed. We emulate the Master's consciousness. We when the Christ says to us, I call you friend, when Swamiji says, you remain our friend, we begin to understand. Master said, friendship is the purest kind of love because it is completely given by free will. There's no compulsion in it. There's no form. It's that you are my own, and what is dear to you is dear to me. And then it leads inevitably. How can I love? How can I serve? And then that's where the bliss comes from. It's that self-forgetfulness. It's just forgetting oneself in the contemplation of the greater good. Aren't we lucky? We are an ever-increasing little isolated island in an ever-insane world. And the only way we're ever going to be able to deal with this world is by inward attunement. In the midst of death, disease, and suffering, whatever it might be, we just keep calling him. In the temple of unceasing prayer, believe that he is waiting there and keep calling him. And everything else we long for will follow. Bless you.
So love and joy enfold me in bliss and ecstasy. My mind is calm and peaceful, all cares are swept away, and in His omnipresence I know that I am free. My mind is calm and peaceful, all cares are swept away, and in His omnipresence I know that I am free. So sweet the sound of hope, His Master's voice I hear. In all pervading silence, He whispers, I am here. My heart with joy is flowing, it sings eternally. There is no other love like the Master's love for me. My heart with joy is flowing, it sings eternally. There is no other love like the Master's love for me. There is no other love like the Master's love for me. There is no other love like the Master's love for me.
God's Boatman by Paramhansa Yogananda. I want to ply my boat many times across the gulf after death and return to earth's shores from my home in heaven. I want to load my boat with those waiting, thirsty ones who are left behind, and carry them by the opal pool of iridescent joy, where my Father distributes His all desire-quenching liquid peace. Oh, I will come again and again, crossing a million cracks of suffering. With bleeding feet, I will come. If need be, 1,000,000,000 times, so long as I know one stray brother is left behind. I want Thee, O God, that I may give Thee to all. I want salvation, that I may give it to all. Free me then, O God, from the bondage of the body, that I may show others how they can free themselves. I want Thine everlasting bliss only, that I may share it with others, that I may show all my brothers the way to happiness forever and forever in Thee.
We'd like to invite you all to come individually while we listen to wonderful music in the end. To come to the altar, and I believe we have rose petals in the basket, and take them in your hand and fill them with your vibration of self-offering. And then stand before any of the pictures on the altar and let it be a symbolic gesture. As you release the flowers to the Master, let it be the releasing of our reluctance to open ourselves. As many as received him. What keeps us from receiving him? Whatever you can feel within yourself, gather it into the flower petals and offer it up, that all obstacles will be removed. We are on a long journey, and there are many, many days and nights in this journey. And so every time that we can affirm, with every ounce of energy we can bring to it, I have one goal in life, and that goal is to be your child, to receive your love, and then to be an instrument of your love to all. And as you're offering, be aware of the fact that we're all here together. And even on behalf of one another, we are all striving, because as any of us increase in the light, all of us are drawn to the light. And be aware also that from this temple of divine realization, pulse energy goes out, and that is a magnetic force, that all those who are in tune can receive it, and then it will occur to them, maybe I too can move closer to God. Let us be their instruments. 1,000 times he comes, and many of those times we come with him, and every time we have the opportunity to act on his behalf in this world. So let us embrace the opportunity. Lifetimes like this do not come that often. Let us make the most of it. Okay.
O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. The time has come for us to see that there's but one reality upon the earth and high above, the truth that all was made from love. A love that calls to us to fly above the hills, above the sky, above the storms, above the pain, a land where peace and laughter reign. O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. Guide all our hopes and all our dreams, past every glow that only seems, into the light, the inner sun, into the truth that we're all one. Help us to find in every hour, in every thought, in every flower, a joy that spans eternity, a truth that makes us ever free. O Master, may thy joy fill our days. O Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. The time has come for us to see that there's but one reality upon the earth and high above, the truth that all was was made from love. A love that calls to us to fly above the hills, above the sky, above the storms, above the pain, a land where peace and laughter reign. Oh, Master, may thy joy fill our days. Oh, Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. Guide all our hopes and all our dreams, past every glow that only seems, into the light, the inner sun, into the truth that we're all one. Help us to find in every hour, in every thought, in every flower, a joy that spans eternity, the truth that makes us ever free. Oh, Master, may thy joy fill our days. Oh, Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. Oh, Master, may thy joy fill our days. Oh, Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. Oh, Master, may thy joy fill our days. Oh, Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. Oh, Master, may thy joy fill our days. Oh, Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways. Oh, Master, may thy joy fill our days. Oh, Master, may thy wisdom guide our ways.
We'll close with a prayer. with words that you all have heard many, many times. But we repeat the same words over and over because we're describing realities that are much beyond our consciousness, and that the words are openings into infinity. Every time we say the name of the Master's Autobiography, Master says, whenever anyone utters the name of Babaji with devotion, they attract to themselves an instant blessing. So every time we recite the list of the gurus and repeat the prayers that we often end with, let it be as if it was never spoken before, because we're bringing to it a consciousness that we've just discovered. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mahashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswar, beloved Master, Paramhansa Yogananda, saints of all religions, dear friend and guide Swami Kriyananda, humbly we bow at thy feet. May thy love shine forever on the sanctuary of our devotion, and may we be able to awaken thy love in all hearts. Om. Peace.